Hi, welcome. How are you? How's your week going? This is, let's see, what day is it? Sunday, June 13th, 2021. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining me. You weirdo. That saw the picture of a random guy on the internet and decided to click on it. How's your week going? Do you have a good one? Are you back to waiting an hour in traffic? Are you slowly beginning to wish that the pandemic killed off more people? Because there's too many people using the easy tag lane. Do other people outside of Texas have easy tags lanes? It's a really... Basically, you get to pay some random company that no one knows, and you get to use the express lane without having two or more people. So usually you can ride in it for free if you have two or more people here in Houston. It's really it's the dumbest idea. Like, why would we put in more concrete? Why wouldn't we just put in a train system or something? But obviously people in Houston are oil and gas, and they just were thinking about money at the time, I guess. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, that's besides the point. You can pay whatever company is in charge of that. I'm not sure. An amount of money per month, I think it is, and you can use the express lane. And it doesn't make any sense because obviously eventually there's too many cars in the express lane, gets traffic jams just as much as the regular freeway. So it really doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know why you pay for it. But do other states have that? I know it's a Texas thing. I know they have it in Dallas too, but I'm not sure if they have it. I don't know if it's just a Texas thing or other states have that too. I know they have like tolls in New York. We have those here in Houston too, but nothing like you can pay for the easy tag lane. Anyways, yeah, we're slowly getting back to the way things were. Guess where I was earlier? I was at I can't say his name now. A Tiesto concert. Testo. I think his name was Testo. Testo DJ. Tiesto. No, that's not it. No, yeah. Tiesto. Tiesto. Whatever. I was at a Tiesto concert earlier, and it was wall-to-wall people. So we're back. You know, the thing about this club that I was at, I didn't go to see him. I had a buddy invite me, and I didn't know who was playing because I'm not a big DJ guy. Mainly for the fact that after 20 minutes of seeing any DJ in concert, it's all just like bass. You know, the beats all pretty much just start sounding like doo doo doo, and then it goes doo 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 doo, and then you just don't. It all starts to sound the same after more than 20 minutes. You're just like, oh yeah, here's the bass again. Anyways, and so I went there for this concert. Now this club I was at, two things. The first, actually three things. I take it back. Three things. For y'all don't know, I am in Houston, Texas, otherwise known as the second sun here on Earth, because today it was unbearable outside. I was standing in shade with the fan blowing on my neck, and I was still just drenched in sweat. I could not stop sweating. And everyone, it is so hot out there. Unbelievably hot today. So I was like, I don't know why they had this Tiesto guy come out here. The other thing was, one of my favorite things was everyone that was like, I kept talking to, I go, yeah, who's the DJ? They'd be like, Tiesto. I'd be like, who? And then I would say the name. I can't really say the name, but I would like, oh, Tiesto? They're like, yeah. And they'd be like, oh, cool. I never heard of him. And then they would always lose their minds, which it was far more entertaining than actually watching the DJ. It's just telling people you had no idea who he was. They're like, no, I love him. You know, the music is specifically made for drugs and drugs alone. I'm convinced, because if you're just like doing this for like, you know, you can only do that for so long before you're like, okay, can someone give me some lyrics or something? Anyways, so I'm at the place today, and it's miserably disgusting hot. Like everyone's trying to have a good time. You can tell it's on everyone's mind. Like I'm drinking alcohol right now, but I also gonna put a lot of water because if I drink too much alcohol, I will pass out and may pass. And actually, someone did pass out when we were leaving, or I hope that was a pass out. I'll talk about that later. So we're in this club has a patio, and in the patio there is a 15 no maybe 20. I'll say 20 by 15 foot pool, right? And there's a square pool in the middle of the patio, and picture on the outside edges there is a bunch of booths, so it's like a square with a pool in the middle and then the DJ in the front, right? So like I said, the pool is not very big at all. It's actually pretty small, and there was people actually in the pool as the DJ's playing. And now keep in mind, this place was slam packed. I'm talking at least 1,000 people on the patio where it's 97 degrees outside. And there's at least, I would say, around 100 people in the pool, which is one of the most disgusting things you will ever... I mean... The only thing I could think of be more gross is if you were in a river with like slam packed with 1,000 people, but at least the river is like kind of filtering. It is a river. I mean, it's still not filtering out great, but that's the only thing less. I even think that's less disgusting than being in a pool with 100 people that have been drinking all day. That water. I mean, honestly, if people were walking around without their shoes on, I was like, I wouldn't even walk around this place without my shoes on. It was disgusting. But that's not even the funny part. The funniest part about said club that I was at today, my buddy called me. He's like, yeah, we're going to go to this club to watch this Tiesto guy. I was like, oh, cool. Where is he playing at? And he's like, oh, he's playing at this particular bar. And I was like, wait, didn't someone get shot? And then he's like, yeah, and 2 people died. And they're open. This is literally 2 weeks ago. I read it on the news, and he was like, "Yeah, but that was like 2 weeks ago." I go, "What does that mean? It doesn't. He still got shot a couple of weeks ago. What is it? When? What does that have to do with anything?" He's like, "Yeah, but I mean, they're back open now." When we got there, we kept on telling jokes like, "This man, there's still like a chalk outline of him where people are just like vibing the whole day with the Tiesto. Like, hey." What's going on with this chalk? Don't worry about it. We're still doing a live investigation. Like, no. I want to know what is going on and why you're opening right now when someone got straight up murked here. So that was my day. I went for a couple hours, and it was fine. It was a fine show. It was whatever, nothing same. You've been to one show like that. You've been to them all. They're all kind of the same thing. But I mean, I guess it was cool. So that was, what else did I do? Oh, I saw the, Isaiah, what's his name? Isaiah Ngannou. His UFC fight, one of the more boring fights I've ever seen. I mean, it was weird because they were definitely both trying to knock each other out, but no one landed anything, which I mean it means they both have impressive defense, if anything, right? It was, they were definitely trying to punch each other in the face. They just couldn't seem to connect. There was a few Ngannou punches, like an uppercut, a couple where you're like, if that connected, the other guy's head might have popped off his body because it was an impressive fight and he went all out. So I was sad when those missed, but you can't get everything you want. You can't always have a guy's head pop off when you want it to pop off. It would have been really cool to see, and I would have felt bad if he would have, because I couldn't imagine taking something like that to the head. You ever look at someone like in the NFL, an NFL hit, and I used to play. I mean, okay, like when I say I used to play football, I mean I am well aware. I played football in high school. And I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I remember getting hit by, a high school, an average, whatever. There obviously always are some good guys on your team that are actually have talent, are big guys. But still, there's they're not the 1% of the 1% that make it in the NFL, right? So the guys that are in the NFL, I don't know if you understand. If the guys that are in the NFL are animals. And I know people, it's one of those things where you can't even imagine. That's why I think that's why people are so interested in athletes, because you can't even begin to understand what it would be like. I have no idea either, but I can at least imagine it. Like, okay, I know what it feels like to get hit by a regular person that's kind of big. Now times that times 10, and that's probably what that feels like. So for those of you that don't like it, I think to us it'd be like to get hit by an NFL player, it's pretty much be the same thing as getting hit by a car going about 20 miles an hour. I mean, it's probably got to be the same. I don't know what the actual G-force is, but I'm sure they had to have measured that in like in one of those shows. What is that? Athlete versus Machine or whatever. One of those stupid shows they used to have. Or what is this? No, Man versus Machine. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. They had a show where they did stuff like that. But what was I talking about? NFL hitting somebody. Oh man, let's try to bring this in a little bit. Where was I talking about? How did I get on that subject? We talked about DJ. Oh, now I lost my train of thought. Anyways, I'll have to see if I can go back to that. What were we talking about? Dang it. Oh, and yes, President Guy fight. Yeah, got it. See? Anyways, and so I wish I would have seen a couple of those, because it's just cool to see what a person of that athleticism can do to another person. So I did that, and last week I was sick. I got a head cold for a week, but that's not boring. Yeah, I was kind of out of it for like 2-3 days. I got a weird cold, just a head cold, I think like Wednesday night. So my week was actually kind of boring. I didn't really do much, just got sick. So yeah, I don't know. What else? There's a did y'all see? All right, this is a story I saw. One of the I'm sure everyone's talking about it. Denmark, a player for Denmark that's playing in the Euro 2020, which is kind of like a big European. I don't even know what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyways, one of the players for Denmark collapsed on the field and had a heart attack. And Christian Eriksen was rushed to the hospital after collapsing during his Euro 2020 opening match with Finland. They began to give him CPR on the pitch Saturday, the soccer officials later saying that the player was stable and awake. Eriksen collapsed suddenly in the 42th minute of the match while running near the left touchline after a Denmark throw-in. As hush fell over the 16,000 strong crowd, his teammates gathered around him and appeared to strike his fingers as Eriksen's mouth was clear and his airway was checked. He hadn't swallowed his tongue. Yeah, it was. Anyways, they have video of this, and it is pretty tough to watch, to be honest with you, because they said later that they revived him, that he actually had died on the field. I don't know why I laughed during that, but that's what they said. He had a heart attack apparently, which is crazy because obviously he was in good shape. So it's crazy how the body can, even if you're in good shape, you can still, your body can just be like, nope, not doing this today. It's really impressive. I mean, not impressive. Impressive is the wrong word. What does, that's really interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. So that's something big that happened this week in the news. I don't know anything about I like watching soccer. I don't know anything about it though. I enjoy soccer, not as much as football. I like watching football. I got this weird thing with football. I don't like the fans, but I do like watching the game. And I mean, the fans take it out of me because I hate how everyone's like, I don't know, just caring too much about sports in general. It becomes like people are just looking for a place to belong, and it's weird when you see them pick a sports franchise team that only likes them because they pay them a lot of money, and it's just weird. Anyways, another story is there was a guy that was swallowed by a lobster. No, a lobster swallowed by a lobster. A lobster diver that was swallowed by a humpback whale. The first thing I thought about this was, I was going to say Jonah. Yeah, is it Jonah? It's Jonah. Jonah and the whale. The Bible story of Jonah and the whale. I'm going to look it up. Don't worry about it. But I'm pretty sure it's Jonah and the whale. And for those of you that don't know, I want to say it's Jonah. I'm going to look it up later, but I'm going to tell you the story first. And let's see how close I can remember, I haven't heard this story in forever, obviously. Let's see how close I can get to the story without screwing it up. So basically, what it comes down to is there was. How does it start? I know God asked this guy to do something. God asked this guy to do something for him, and I forget why. Take a message to somebody or do something like that. And he didn't do it. I do know that. So God asked this guy to do something, and he didn't do it. And so he decided, he's like, okay, since I didn't do that, I'm going to run from God, which already doesn't make any sense. But I think, see, that's the weird thing. You don't know if these, I think hyperbole, is that what the word? God dang it, I don't know it's hyperbole, all right? Right? Like a story that means something else. Hyperbole. It makes you think I can't say hyperbole. It makes you think I can spell it. Hyperbole. I'm dyslexic, guys. I'm sorry. This is terrible. Especially if you're just listening to this. Hyperbole. You don't usually at least kind of guess. Yeah. Exaggerated statements. That is not how I expected it. Hyperbole. Hyperbole. I thought there was a Y at the end of that. It's just an E? Wow. Exaggerated statement or claims not to be taken literally. Yeah, okay. So the first thing I thought when I heard the story about the guy in the whale's mouth, right? I thought about Jonah and the whale. I still haven't looked up his Jonah. I believe it is Jonah and the whale. So God asked Jonah, goes to Jonah one day, goes, hey, Jonah, do me a favor. And then Jonah goes, yeah, sure. And then God asked him whatever. I forget what it was. We're going to look that up. And he asked Jonah to do something. And Jonah's like, no, I'm not about that life. So Jonah decides to run from God. Doesn't make any sense. You think obviously it's God. So I don't know. Take that as you will. He's like, I know what. I'll run away. So he runs away. He catches a boat. He catches a ride on this boat across the ocean or something. And while he's in the boat, God finds him then causes a storm. And then Jonah, being in his infinite wisdom already, not only decides to run from God, but he decides to tell the people on the boat, be like, hey, I know why we're having this storm right now. It's because God told me to do something and I didn't do it, and I'm running, and that's why I'm with you. And so for whatever reason, I mean, obviously the next move is to take Jonah and throw him off the boat, which is what they do. So Jonah's just chilling in the middle of this ocean, and then a whale comes and eats him, right? But he doesn't die. He stays in the whale's body for, it's not 40 days. Is it 40 days? Ooh, this is a good one. We're going to look this up. 40 seems like a lot. 20 days. I mean, he would die after that. Maybe just a day? Yeah, how he would run out of water. There's only so long you can stay inside a whale's ass. Yeah, anyways, I don't know. 7 days. Let's say 7 days. That sounds 80. Whenever in doubt, go with whenever in doubt with the Bible, go with 7. That's usually right. So he stays in the whale's stomach for 7 days, and then he prays to God, and then God says it's all right. I don't know if he makes him. Does he make him go do whatever he said still, or does he just forgive him? Because that's a double punishment. I mean, I guess you do keep him alive. At least I guess so. Yeah. I mean, but not only do you got to chill in this whale's stomach for 7 days, but also you guys still got to take that letter for me. I don't remember. Does he actually? Anyways, he prays to God while he's in the whale's stomach, and then the whale spits him out, and he goes his merry way. And that's the story of supposed they say like hyperbole or whatever. Or, some people say like the stories in the Bible are for real, and then some people are like, no, they're just metaphors, hyperbole, whatever. So that's the story. Jonah and the whale. Jonah, yeah, because Noel was the ark guy. No, was it Noel? Jeez, their all names start to mix together after a while. No, Noah. What? Noel. Noah wasn't the ark. Jonah and the well. Yes, I believe that's right. So anyways, the reason I told you that story is because when I heard this story, I thought of that story. A man in, where is this? Oh, I was completely inside. Lobster diver swollen by humpback whale off Provincetown, wherever the hell that is. Where's this magazine from? Where's Provincetown at? Race Point Beach in Provincetown, wherever that is. Anyways, a little before 8 a.m. Friday, veteran lobster diver Michael Packard entered the water for his second dive of the day. 8 a.m. second dive, man? Jeez. His vessel, the J&J, was off Herring Cove Beach and surrounded by a fleet of boats catching striped bass. The water temperature was okay. Who cares about this? Sandy Bottom Packer drove down 10 feet. All right, the ocean food chain was. This is so stupid. I don't need. Can you just tell me the facts? All of a sudden, I felt a huge shove, and the next thing I knew, I was completely on my back. Packard recalled Friday afternoon following his release from Cape Cod Hospital. I could sense I was moving, and I could feel the whale squeezing with the muscles in his mouth. Whoa. That'd be so cool. That's awesome. Initially, Packard thought he was inside a great white shark. Ooh, but he couldn't feel any teeth, and he hadn't suffered any obvious wounds. It quickly dawned on him that he'd been swallowed by a whale. I was completely inside. It was completely black, Parker said. I thought to myself, there's no way I'm getting out of here. Holy, I'm dead. All I could think of was my boys. Oh, they're 12 and 15 years old. Holy shit. This is a great story. I was completely inside. I was completely black. Outfitted with scuba gear. He struggled, and the whale began shaking its head so that Parker couldn't tell he didn't like it. Oh, okay, I could understand between the whale and him. He struggled, and the whale began shaking its head so that Parker could tell he didn't like it. He estimated he was in the well for 30 to 40 seconds before the whale finally surfaced. I saw light, and he started throwing his head side to side. The next thing I knew, I was outside in the water, said Packard. That's crazy. What a crazy story. Would you rather go to outer space, or would you rather be inside a whale for a day if you knew you could get out, but just spend the day? No, not a day. That's too long. No, you couldn't do it. If you couldn't even do it. This is a stupid situation. What a cool and unique experience, though. Thank God it wasn't a shark. He sees them all the time out there. Yeah, that would definitely be worse. But the guy, look, they have pictures of him. He's waving at the camera. He looks fine. That's crazy. What a crazy story. Oh, I wish someone would got that on camera. That's way better than the other story about this isn't. I don't know why I laugh. It's not funny. But I mean, out of all the ways, out of all the serious ways to die, this is a funny way to die. So they were, I guess, in a boat, and the whales were doing the, what's that called? Piking? Or what do they do? God dang it. Where they jump out of the water. The blue whales jump out of the water. It's called piking, I think. Let's see what it's when whales jump out of water. No. What's it called? called when whales jump out of water? Breaching. Yes. I knew it before I came up. Breaching. Yeah. Breaching with most of the whales. So there's whales. These guys were in this boat. Again, it's not funny. But these guys were in a boat and whales were breaching and one landed on them and they died. And, it's always sad when someone dies, but imagine being, it's just imagine being at that funeral though. There had to have been some good jokes thrown around, and going to his job the next day and trying to explain what happened. Yeah, Tom. Yes. Damn. Can I talk to you? I'm Matt's father. Oh yeah. I think Matt's talked to me about. Oh yeah. We had an incident, and I just want to let you know that Matt won't be in today. Oh no. Why not? Is he sick? I told me he was going on that great trip. He was all excited about it. Yeah. He starts tearing up. He was a great guy. He really loved that dinghy. Dinghy is the word for a small boat, in case you don't know. He really loved this dinghy. And whale got him. A whale? You mean shark? No, I don't. I mean a whale, like a killer whale? No, I don't mean. Oh my gosh, did he bleed out? That's no. He was squished to death. How? What? Yeah, a whale landed on top of his head, and he is Pancake now. You're gonna have to find someone to cover a Thursday shift. Oh my God. Never be able to look at Pancakes the same way. It's all right. I shouldn't be saying that. Anyways, Saturday morning, mom's just in the kitchen making pancakes. Everyone just starts crying. I don't know. Anyways, so that's another story that happened this week that I thought was interesting. The man with the whale, and it just made me think about that Jonah. Oh yeah, back to Jonah. That's right. So back to Jonah and the whale. It made me think of that, but it also made me think so the Bible. It's not. Although the Jonah and the whale story, it's improbable. Is it impossible though? Because you always hear about that, you're like, that's impossible. But it's probable. Right? This guy got inside the whale and lived. If the whale could have swallowed him, is that even possible? I don't know. But anyways, that's the only thing that I thought was interesting about that story when I heard about it was Jonah and the whale. It made me think about that automatically. Because people get, that's one of the things that people say, it was like, oh, how about the guy in the whale and the one in the ark? And they sound ridiculous. I got it. But the thing is, okay, when they hear about stories about people living that long, did you know, it was back then and the planet wasn't contaminated, right? Because there was, they hadn't made anything. So, you were pretty healthy because there wasn't any, bad chemicals that we know of. So if you died, you died from, unless someone murdered you. But old age, they say they lived a lot longer, but that's because they weren't they didn't have alcohol back then, right? Or they did, but it was pure, didn't have sugar, or didn't really discover what sugar was yet. So, when you hear about stories about people living forever, did you know there's back in the day, scientists say back in the day, I don't know if people were around by then, but they had grasshoppers that used to be up to a feet long. because the atmosphere was different. Is that even true? I don't know. I heard it somewhere one time and I put it away. Let's find out. Can grasshoppers grow to be a foot long? What? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, there's a picture of this dude in the 1930s. Watch this be fake. Oh, no, that is fake. All right, that's fake. Yep. Yeah, see? That's how they get you, the internet. Let's see. Fascinating facts. Have you ever seen a picture of a giant grasshopper? It occurs. Nope. You know, I might have just completely made that scenario about grass. This is why you should always check your facts with, let's see. Grow. I'm going to define this now. All right, let me do it one more time. With oxygen. I think it was oxygen to be a foot long. Nature notes. Let's see what this says. Raising giant insects to unravel ancient oxygen. A giant dragonfly is on Earth with a wingspan of 70 centimeters. Where is this from? Science Daily. Sounds like a good source. ScienceDaily.com. Take that as you will, whatever it says. Dragonflies up to 70 centimeters, 28 inches in wingspan. Holy crap. Yeah. So the oxygen levels were different back then. So these animals, for some reason, don't ask me why. You can look this up yourself. They can grow to be really, really big with a lot of oxygen. I don't know. But my point being is that these stories, now that you hear that about the man of the well, like stuff like this, I mean, it's possible, I guess. It's so weird. Because people usually use that, to say the Bible's not real, which, whatever. But it's like, who really, I mean, part of it I'm sure might be true, and part of it's like probably based on just like folklore. I don't know. Anyways, on the hyperbole, is that the one? Yeah, the hyperbole. So who knows? But I just thought that story was interesting. So yeah. Enough with the whales. Yeah, I gotcha. How far are we done this? Oh man, we gotta hurry up. We got a lot going on right now. So the other story that I came across is our great governor, our all-knowing governor here in Texas, decided to pass a law where basically any Joe Schmo can go buy a gun and just walk down the street with it. And apparently this week there was a dude that was walking down the street of Houston, urinated in the street, got an altercation for urinating in the street, and then was shot and killed by somebody for urinating in the street. And that's how quickly you can say urinate in the street 3 times in a row. So, is Greg Abbott in a wheelchair? Holy, wow. In case you guys didn't know, oh my God, he's in a wheelchair. Wow. I just learned that our Governor Greg Abbott was in a wheelchair. Holy crap. Okay, wow. Okay, what's he in a wheelchair for? Why? Why is Greg? Why? How about I just type in why? Why is he in a wheelchair? Yeah, that was my question. At 26, Abbott was paralyzed below the waist when an oak tree fell on him while he was jogging following a storm. He had 2 steel rods implanted in his spine and underwent extensive rehabilitation. Wow. And he's used a wheelchair ever since. Wow. That's crazy. You want to hear something? It's kind of hard. It's funny that it's not funny, but it's funny that he's a conservative. I realize to be a real conservative guy. After, what are the odds of a tree falling on your legs while you're jogging? It's impressive that he makes it easy to dislike a guy in a wheelchair, too. His face is unwelcoming, to say the best. He just looks like a he looks like a tree fell on his leg, so I guess he looks exactly as he should look. It's I didn't know. I'm not trying to make fun of, but I just don't like it. Anyways, he passed this law, and now this guy got shot in the street. Not that it wouldn't have happened other days, but it certainly seems like letting everybody in the world have a gun is probably, not a good idea. There's a lot of stupid people out there. Have you seen the amount of idiots that I run? No, I'm kidding. That I run into on a daily basis. Have you ever been to Walmart? No, I'm kidding. I haven't been to Walmart in really long time. So there's two things I wanted to talk about. I ran across this TikTok, and I wanted to bum you guys out too because I thought it was crazy. So I'm gonna fire it up right here and listen, because I thought, I don't know if this is even true, but it sounds like it's true. And if it is true, I think we're really screwed. So here, everyone listen. I'm just going to play the volume.
Is inflation happening, and is it real? Well, I've got a real-world example of something that is crazy that's happening in agriculture and in all shipping on pallets in the United States right now. One of these wooden pallets normally costs $6. Today, it's $40. From $6 to $40. That is a price that can't even be absorbed. Sometimes we as farmers and producers absorb that increase in price if we see it. In this case, we won't be able to. That's got to be passed on to you, the consumer, immediately, because it's orders of magnitude more than what we can absorb. And it's just one of the examples of inflation and how it's happening in our country right now.
That, to anyone, just the Joe Schmo, everyone, that is terrifying. That's terrifying because that raises the shipping cost of everything, and not by a little bit, by a lot. And that means to ship something, the price just increased by a lot. Just with that. And I've heard other shortages with the metal containers as well too. So I heard that, and it scared the poop out of me. So I just wanted to ruin y'all's day too. I don't know. That it seems like there's a lot of that going on. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what this is. I think it's we're kicking the can down the road, and it just I think everyone's just waiting to see what. It feels like everyone's like knows something's coming, but everyone's just kind of wait to see what's coming. It's a real weird vibe in the market, and it just feels like everyone's like this, like fake, like yeah, everything's gonna be fine, but everyone also has a foot like oh, just in case out the door, in case it doesn't turn out to be fine. Which all signs that you keep seeing like this about shipping, about inflation. The consumer price index, the CPI, this week came out at I think 5.1%, which we haven't had those high of rates since 2008. It came out this week. Rate. CPI, the price, consumer price index. What did it reach this week? They released it. Let's see. Oh, crap. The latest number is at 6%. That's higher than I thought it was. Wow. It was at 4 in May, and it's increased over the last few weeks. Let's see what it was during the 2008 crash. It's weird, this one. Yeah, May 2021 jumps 5%, the fastest pace since summer of 2008. And I think it's been below that. It's never been this high. Has been this high since 2008. So when you hear numbers like that, and you hear about shipping costs like that, and all the other wages are too low, cost of housing is too high, the interest rates are already at close to zero or at zero. It's scary, and if you're not scared, you should be paying attention more, because it is we're definitely getting into dangerous waters, and it's interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here in the next couple of weeks. I mean, not couple of weeks, I guess by the end of the year is going to be interesting. I mean, who knows what's going to happen. So where everyone's just kind of waiting to see, I guess. We haven't been in this position in a long time. Well, and since the pandemic, we never had that position anyways. All right. So just to brighten your day with that, got a lot of good news, a lot of bad news. The last thing I wanted to talk about, and you're going to love this. So, you know how aliens are the talk of the town now? And I had this discussion with a friend a while back, and I wanted to discuss it, what was on my mind, because I don't know if we understood each other. All right, we had, my buddy goes, he's really interested in it, and I was like, why are you so interested in it? He's like, I'm just curious. I guess he's just into aliens or some reason. He seems way more excited about it than I am. I was like, okay. And he goes, well, why do you think they're here? And I go, I don't really know why they're here. My first answer was, I don't really know why they're here. I haven't really thought about it. And he goes, I think they're here for our resources. You go, what? Yeah, I think they're here for our resources. And I go, why do you... Well, I said, why do you think that? He goes, I don't know. What do you think they like? Because I just laughed. I just started laughing. I was like, what? I don't think they're here for our resources. And he just started. He's like, I guess I didn't have an answer. And he's like, I guess he asked me why. I don't think they're here for our resources, and I explained why. I don't think they're here for our resources because, aliens, if they are here, that means they are able to travel faster than the speed of light, which means they're if they can travel faster than the speed of light, then they're basically, doesn't that mean that they're time travelers? Because if you can, because time is not constant, right? It's based off gravity. For those of you that don't know, they explain, there's a couple places you can go where they explain how time and gravity are related. So technically, if you left Earth and traveled so far so quickly and then came back, you would gain or lose like whatever amount of years. It's what that movie with who is that? It's the movie, I think it's Matt Damon. Yeah, where he has a daughter and he becomes... No. It's, it's either, all right, or Matt Damon. Which one? What's that guy? All right guy. What is his name? Oh, come on. Everyone knows this game. His guy's name. Matthew McConaughey. Is it Matthew McConaughey or... The other one I said, I don't remember his name. Anyways, there's a movie based on that about gravity, air, time, and based on gravity, whatever. Anyways, so if aliens are able to make it here, they've traveled from somewhere farther than a light year away, because we can see, planets up to, our light year away, and we would have, we would think if they had, I might be completely making this up, but if they were close enough, we would be able to get some sort of signal from whatever planet they were at, right? But since they're way too far away, for us to, for as long as it would take for them to reach us, they would have to be able to travel faster than the speed of light. Otherwise, they'd have to be like 1 billion years old. Anyways, so if we agree that aliens are here on Earth, and I think we do, right? At this point, really, yeah, there's aliens. So for them to be able to travel to here from somewhere else, which means they probably be able to travel faster than the speed of light. But if they're able to travel faster than the speed of light, it probably means that they're able to time travel too, because time is, light, E equals mc square, energy, is mass. And if they already conquered energy and mass, well, then mass is based off, that means you have no, well, I don't even know, I guess. Yeah. Obviously, they have no mass if they're able to travel fast, or they figured out a way to compensate for mass, which makes you believe that they can control gravity, right? Because they're, so if you can control something like that, you could probably, control gravity, which means you can control time, which is insane just to think about. I mean, I can't even comprehend that. They have anti-gravity, machines on their spaceships, which means might be able to control time, which means they can travel throughout the universe, literally, which is so big that, and ever expanding, that we have no idea how, we can't even comprehend how big it is. And you think that these aliens that can control time and can time travel, most likely, or can travel, all right, let's not say time, they are faster than the speed of light, can travel throughout the galaxy, obviously, since they traveled here, right? Out of the millions of planets that are out there, you think they need something from this one when they already built spaceships with the items they have at their home planet? It just doesn't. I was like, so right after that, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, there's literally, I mean, I guess we think we have something that another planet, out of the millions of other planets, just like, maybe there's some not like, I mean, you would think if you're able to travel to all the planets that are out there, and however many there are, we don't have no idea. There's got to be at least one that's something like ours that probably has some, it'd be easier to extract with having to kill a whole, planet. You could just be like, yeah, we could either go to Earth, we can kill all those people, or we just go to this one that doesn't have anybody on it, So, I don't know. It just seems like maybe, but not logically, it doesn't make sense. They'd have to have some reason to come to this one rather than one of the other ones. But anyways, so no, I don't think they're here for our resources. And he goes, well, why do you think they're here? I go, I don't know. Have a good time, probably. And then everyone just started laughing at me. I was like, well, think about that. If you are able, to do whatever you wanted and go anywhere you wanted, to be completely free because there's nothing holding you back. It's like that movie. It's like that movie where that kid. It's like Samuel L. Jackson's in it. Where that kid, he's able to jump. I think it's called Jumper. He's able to go through walls, and can transport himself anywhere he does. So what does he do? He does what anyone would do. He jumps into the bank vault, jumps to France for lunch, jumps to go see the pyramids at dinner time, jumps to a beautiful beach for the dusk, and then jumps back home to New York in the best city. That's what everyone would do. He did it all for pleasure. I mean, he got caught at the end, but that was the movies, but he did, and no one laughed at that. It's like, yeah, if you had the ability to be anywhere and do anything, you would just do everything for pleasure, right? Well, and no one laughed at that. But then when I said it, was like, yeah, I would do what that guy did, but just with planets. And everyone's like, oh, that's the stupidest thing. I was like, is it? I was like, I don't know what their pleasure is, but I'm sure if you were able to do anything you wanted and jump from planet to planet, I would just do, I don't know what pleasure is for them, but I would just do, I don't know what their pleasure is, but whatever their pleasure is, whatever their pleasure is that brings them, that would probably, and if it was traveling throughout the galaxy or whatever, I would do that, And so they thought I was out of my mind. And then they go, well, what about, they were like, oh, you would just want to get drunk and party? I was like, yeah, maybe. And then they were like, well, what about working? And I was like, work? What are you working for? What? You would have everything. What would you possibly work for? It's like being a jumper and then being able to jump around the world in that movie. And then the guy just works at Walmart. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? He's like, well, and then they go, people would want accolations. People would want to, they would want acculation. They would still want to be well known. They would still want to work towards a goal. I go, and I thought about it more, and I was like, no, you have no idea what they want. You're throwing your human perception of your human existence on something that is not human. And you have no idea what their wants and needs are, right? You don't know if they even know what love is. If you don't even know if they know what pride is, they could be like robots for all we know. No one's ever interviewed them, so we have no idea if they have a personality, if can they laugh? We have no idea. So when you say like, oh, they would still want to be known, they would still want to have a goal, it's like, no, you are basing your human hierarchy of needs, whatever that is, on something that is not human. So it doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe but you have no idea because they are nothing like us. So I just thought it was funny that, it's like that way when you meet any other people that aren't, I guess, exactly like you. You're like, how come you don't act like me? It's like, well, you got to be able to step outside yourself and understand where that other person's coming from. And a lot of people don't do that, right? But the same thing, the same things with the aliens. You have no beginning idea if they even have emotions. And so it just, I don't know. With all this coming out, I think people are like starting to get a little crazy, and it's a little scary and weird. But it's interesting to see what happens. They're supposed to release in papers, and I think they were supposed to start releasing them in June. I haven't heard anything of them about the papers, so I don't know if they're still going to do that, if that's the plan. But it's So that's my thought on the aliens, and I just wanted to put that out there in case a lot of people are. I was just thinking about it more, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm not crazy for thinking like, they'd probably just want to hang out and party, so they might be cool aliens. I don't know. They probably have a higher all-around sense of understanding than I would think. Actually, I don't know. Maybe they don't understand emotion. Anyways, so that's it for the day. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. I hope you had a good one. I hope you had your full experience, made you laugh, made you cry. Sorry about the pancake jokes. I just can't eat pancakes anymore. I miss them, Miss Pancakes. I found this last TikTok I'm going to share with you before I go. It's one of the cutest things. I want to leave you and everybody with the upbeat end of the day. So this last TikTok, it is a little girl you just see a video of a bug, beetles, and there's a man. You see the video of the beetles, and then all you hear in the background is a little girl and a little kid's voice go, "What you found?" And then you just don't hear anything, and then a little foot comes in the video. She squishes the beetle and goes, "I kill." And their dad's like, "No, I'm trying to." It's the cutest video. So I'm trying to explain it. What's it called? I was trying to find it.
Inflation.
Yeah, not that one. It's the best thing. It is the cutest thing I've ever. Oh, it's my favorite one. Oh, it's perfect because it's like her shoe. It's the cutest thing because her shoe is like a unicorn shoe, and it's like so nice, and she just like stops the hell out of the beetle that he's filming. It's the cutest thing. Anyways, I hope that'll be our moment of zen for the week. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope this helps your week go by a little bit better. I hope you learned something. What did we learn this week? We learned don't go into pools because you might get AIDS. Pools at clubs. We learned that even skinny people can be fat asses on the inside and have a heart attack on the pitch. We learned that we never looked up. Well, shit, we'll look it up next week. You know what? I'll look it up next time if I was right about the Jonah and the whale story. We'll do that. I'll have to remember that next time. We'll go back. We'll see if I was right. I'm interested in it just as much as you are. So we'll have to do that next time. But yeah. So enjoy this, guys. Enjoy it. I hope you have a good week. And we'll see you next time, okay? Don't do anything stupid. I'm going to say that every time. Whatever you do, don't do anything stupid. All right. I sure hope I don't let him down. Name that movie. Bye.